skip down the list here just a little bit. Our races are starting to appear on TV now. They just, last night was Irwindale. It'll air a couple more times. Each one of the races you can put your recorder on will air at various times. But anyway, Irwindale in 2 weeks, I think, is the Madera race, and right on. But I made an agreement yesterday with a internet company that's tied in with MAV TV, and all of our races, including tonight, throughout the end of the season, are going to be on live internet. So we're going to treat them just like television shows and stuff. But this is good. And on the, because they're on the internet and stuff, I've told that I'm going to have DVDs. So what I'm going to do is have copies made so that you guys can get it and see the race. Internet is quite a bit different than television, but at least it's something, and it's good for exposure for sponsors and blah blah and etc. Which means the invert draw will be 3 through 8 throughout the end of the season here, guys. Toll money, obviously, we passed that out. We got to wait for Mike to get here. Mike,
Yeah.
you want to come up? Did you get a hold of Tim?
I had called them 3 times, both of them. They may have selected.
Okay. Most of you know Mike Atkinson. He's been around Irwindale since day one, I think, and so forth. He wants to go over some of the safety issues that pertain to this racetrack on getting on and off the track and the hot pit area. So Mike, if you-
Okay, we don't have our map here, but as you will, by the center light pole, there are going to be some cones, and we got a K-rail, set K-rail, and about 10 feet apart, where you got to bring your toolboxes down for your race. There's not enough for 30 positions, but there's 7, 8 K-rails long, so that's about 150 feet or something long, and then we have a set sitting on the outside scattered or skirted part where you don't have to jump the wall, you can go right around it and come in. We have a few K-rails, another 20 foot out center of the track for a little protection, but it's not all the way there. So you're on the inside by the light pole. There's an opening where you put the toolboxes in between there and have a tire or something like that. You're going to be kind of close to each other, so make sure you all like each other when you're out there, wherever you're going to be, because it's going to be kind of close. Imagine some late models might do their thing with them, but they'll be out there before your race. What you do, coming out of turn 2, you drop down towards the 3rd mile, and the cones will be there, and you'll make a U-turn like to come through your pit row, which they wish they had that map here, and you'll be coming back down like you're going down the front straightaway, but you're by the center of the track light pole. The exit, you just kind of make a U-turn. U-turning, then you'll be on the 3rd mile, and then you blend back in. Your spotter will be real important on that. To talk you through when you're coming through there, to blend in. There's plenty of room here. You shouldn't have a problem, but your spotter needs to. Seems like when we do these little ones, a lot of people don't know where it's at. So take a look at it today when you're out there. So when you come off the track at any practice or anything like that, you come down the half mile on the back straightaway, drop down to the 3rd mile. You hit turn 3. Come stop at turn 4 when you want to get off the track. We do not exit the track on a green flag here for any reason. When practice like last night, I think you guys all did fine. I think we did 10 laps, and then some people kept going around. We didn't have your frequency for our starter, but you did the laps. I thought it worked out pretty well for everybody. It seemed like it. You got in there. Today is a little different on practice. You can get your whatever time it is, and we will put more than 7 cars at a time because we've got a full crew of safety. Fire safety, so yeah, I don't know if you have a limit, how many you want on the track at a time for practice?
Well, with the group that we've got, there's 22 cars. I would say that cut them in half.
So do you want 13, or do you want to go 7, 3 sessions each time?
Let's go 10 and work it out that, because it's a 10-lap run. Now, keep in mind, when you run 10 laps, if you're not done, you do not have to pull off the track. Just pull down, park, go slow, you know what I mean? And then when the other cars come on the track, blend in with them. If you wish to make like a 20-lap run or something like that. There's going to be plenty of hot lap time, guys. It's worked out real well. Half the time last night in the line, there was only 6, 7 guys, and they did a real good job of rotation. We want to make sure everybody gets on the track, gets plenty of time.
So if you're quick enough and you're on the first session, you might be able to get around for being the 3rd session that goes out there. The amount of time we have, I don't know exactly how many minutes you got for each one, but so you'll be able to do that. Because like I said, if you you're not going on, you don't wanna go off the track, just drop down low. As soon as the guys, take off from turn 4 to the 3rd mile, we'll set however many more cars we need on track, and we'll go reset to another 10 laps. 10 lap segments, if we all out there for 10 laps, then we're gonna go, probably, black and red. Everybody goes off after the 10 laps, if everybody's out there that long. Usually somebody's pulling the infield. I always tell them, I started that if we get 3 people, 4 people in line, you go ahead and go, yellow, get them off the track, and then we'll get some more out there, because you probably wanna try to do something to get back out for another practice. So we try to accommodate it that way. So with that being said, then main event, if you happen, your spotters will be up on the roof on the main event. Practice, you could be down here in the pit grandstands as you're qualifying. But we'll have a guy up there that will be in touch with race control for anything that needs to be said. You have, Greg will have all his people up there. And so if you have any issues up there, if you're going off the track, Greg, I'll be up there with Greg, he'll be able to tell us. If your spotter stays up there and tells us what's going on, maybe we can go an extra lap, because you've gone off track. Probably shouldn't have to, most of you are gonna have a tire or something out on the infield, but, and when would you like that they can go there, I guess, after bring cars down there, or the tools down there, before the late model, second late model race? If you look at the schedule of the second late model race, in between there, we'll let so many down there, we're not gonna stop our racing going on, just if, get down there with your little toolbox or a couple, tires or whatever you're going down there. There's not room for have a full-on pit, but there'll be room for if you need to change the tires on. You gotta do more of that, I think you're out of the running for the night anyway. And better luck
After the Legend Car main event, you guys can bring your stuff down.
And we'll make announcements so you hear it in the pits.
Right, so just be ready up there, get some billboards, then get down there. And if we stop you from going out there, at the end of the next race, we'll get you there before your race starts. And we got time in between that, you can get by announcing their cars and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the winner, you're gonna do 2, 1 car?
Their last.
You can talk about that.
Yeah, their last name, so you can stop when you like to stop. Top 3 stop.
Okay, trophy dash,
1 card. And we do a presentation after the dash. Takes about 3-4 minutes. It'll be tied into the TV or the internet broadcast and so forth. But yes,
so we'll want you guys to be out there for your after autograph session tonight, the trophy dash. You've got about 20 minutes before we have national anthem. After the autograph session, we want to be out there, with you on stage.
key point, trophy dash cars. After the autograph session, you've got about 20 minutes to get back out on the racetrack. So gear up for that prior to the autograph session. And please, please participate in the autograph session. It's huge for the facility, all right?
I think I'm good on that. Our fire safety will be out there for your convenience, and if we're on yellow, maybe single file around them while they fix what's going on, and we'll be good to go in there. I think Tim has the rest of them. Okay?
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Tim and Joey, obviously, Tim Huddleston has taken over Irwindale. I don't know if we want to call him the promoter of the year yet or what, going through a learning curve and stuff. I can tell you that Tim has obviously got a very, very good relationship with Justice Brothers, and he welcomes the Lucas Oil race teams and stuff here. We don't have any qualms there, whatsoever. In fact, Justice Brothers needs to have a modified in our series.
That's right.
But anyway, the bottom line is that Tim, we've already talked to him about some of the potentials for next year. Right now, we are considering, we haven't signed anything, but we're considering replacing Rocky Mountain with this facility here. We are working on next year's schedule as we speak. But Tim, I'd like you to say a couple of words, and also please address payoff tonight, how that's going to.
Sorry I was late, that's where I was. Thank you very much. We appreciate you being here. The phone rang shortly after we got the keys, and it was Greg, and I think I said yes before he said hello. LucasOilModifieds, we love you guys, love the race, and I'm more jacked up. There's 3 or 4 nights of the season that I was excited for, and tonight's one of them. I'm a fan more than anything, and I'll be standing right there in turn 1 excited to see you. I'll be the guy to meet you in victory lane with the trophy, and we'll scream and yell and celebrate and talk and do all that fun stuff. So thank you for being part of it. Kind of old school tradition we brought back here at Irwindale Speedway. We pay out in cash at the end of the night, okay? So our payout window is right next to the bar at the, make sure at the end of your night, head on as soon as Greg gets the clearance.
Yeah.
Okay, payout window will already be open for the other divisions, so if you just head towards the music, we got rock and roll music playing there, and there's a giant Miller deal, and Cindy will be sitting there handing out payouts, so pretty cool. With that said, I have a little caveat to tonight's payouts, and this is something that we're doing in the local divisions. They wanted me to just offer it to you guys. Tonight is City of Hope night. City of Hope, as you know, is a hospital that we can walk to right here. It's one of the leading cancer hospitals in the country. They do a tremendous amount for cancer research. One of our racers, Val Cummings, is a 3-time cancer survivor. We'll have a 5-time cancer survivor here tonight, a bunch of doctors from City of Hope. They have offered a deal that's pretty cool, and it's totally voluntary, but they will give you a form tonight that you can fill out that will be signed and stamped by the City of Hope to put your entire weekend's expenses for a write-off tonight as a charitable donation to City of Hope in exchange for just your winnings. So, we all know it costs a whole lot more to come here than whatever's going to be in that envelope at the end of the night. You're allowed, this form says, hotel, fuel, personnel, tires, gas, car repair. It's a huge form. You fill it out. They will actually just stamp it, give it to you blank. And you can write off in a huge amount for the night. If you want to donate your purse, the doctor will be there at the end of the night. Completely voluntary. Anybody who just wants to.
Can it be any amount if they don't have the
And it can be any amount. Absolutely. Whatever you want, the City of Hope will be over there. They'll be handing out your write-off right there at the end of the night. So that's a pretty cool deal. With that said, that's it. Thank you guys. I appreciate everything. And, Greg, all yours.
Joey, you got anything?
I just, hey, some of you guys from Vegas, Justin, and some of you know who I am. I've been around racing for a little while, not a long while, but the gray hair started when I started here with Tim about 2 months ago. That's a lot. But thanks for coming. We really appreciate having you guys here. I watched practice last night and got really excited because I hadn't seen modifieds other than the East Coast modifieds for a long time. And I like what we do because we do it on our 30th tire out here. So thanks for coming. We really appreciate it.
All right, let's give him a hand, guys. Okay, I'm going to try to finish up real quick here. We will use the cone tonight. It will be in turn 1. At the time that the cone comes out, we will come around. At that time, the starter will give you 1 lap to green. Okay, keep it bunched up. Qualifying. When you go out for qualifying, when you go out the gate, we are going to give you a lap before you get the green. Historically, somebody will go out there and go 5 miles an hour around the racetrack until he comes off of turn 4. Guys, don't do that. We've got to hustle this right along to get hot qualifying and stuff done. But you will get a full lap before you get the green flag on qualifying. After you qualify, utilize the quarter mile to drop down into turn 3 there. At that time, Brownie and Hoosier people and stuff will be scanning tires and checking launch variants and so forth in the infield. Everybody will stay in the infield until the last car qualifies. All right, roof tap, tapping the roof. As you all know, this has been it's not a written rule, and this has been a work in progress this season. But it's come back to bite us again. And I've expressed my opinions on this, on whether to do it or not do it. I'm not a big fan of the roof tap, but in working with the race teams and stuff, we're trying to make this work. So, starting tonight and throughout the rest of the season, if you elect to roof tap because you got into a car and he got spun out, you're to come around to the start-finish line down low and stop on the racetrack. You don't have to put your hand out the roof. At that time, radio communication will take over. You come around, you stop at the start-finish line. this is gonna accomplish two things. One, you already know you're going to the back of the pack. You are going, the guy that is roof tapping is going to the back of the pack, so that makes it easier for you to blend in. Two, every single spotter, every single spectator, everybody will know that you roof tap. There is not gonna be after the checkered flag, no, the guy didn't, yes, the guy did, all that kind of bullshit. So if you're gonna roof tap, you come around to the start-finish line and stop.
So this is taking blame for an incident? Is that
Right,
what-
you're taking blame, which allows the car that you got into to get his spot back. All right? Yes,
And anybody else involved in the accident?
okay, now,
Because for example,
we,
the Mike and Stroll accident, 17 cars
Right,
in the
right.
accident. If Mike
We-
roof tapped, does anybody in the accident get their spot?
no, okay, let's go back here. We do not have a spin to avoid rule in our series. If you're involved in a wreck, all right, you go to the back of the pack. That's the way it's been since day one. All right, and through radio, we should be able to stay on top of that. We have made mistakes, that was up there. It didn't work out, how's that, to say the least. And then we also had Madera, with Scott Winters and Shelby and that whole thing when we had a huge wreck on a yellow flag. And, yes,
So if you spin to avoid it and just run right into the car, or is it?
you go to the back of that.
But you can
even
spin
though-
and not touch a car and keep your position?
No, you go to the back of the pack. We do not have a spin to avoid, rule. You are part of the wreck.
Hang on to it,
And
hang
so-
on to it.
Hang on to it, there you go. All right, red flag, we will utilize the red flag at this racetrack on any extensive yellow. If we think that there's an incident and the yellow's gonna be quite a while, we will throw the red flag for the idea of fuel. The black flag, just like normal, you pull into the infield if you have any black flag issues in your pit. Okay, spotters up on top. Spotters are required anytime that car's on the racetrack. You have to have your spotter hooked up, okay? This is the second race of the Spillback Triple Crown bonus money, which will establish a champion. Most of you know how that works, and so forth. Spillback is the title sponsor of this event, and their CEO and everybody is here. So please, in Victory Lane, remember Spillback. They're huge potential to be our title sponsor for next year. We're working on it real hard. Do not restart halfway down the back chute, and you do not restart the field in turn 3. Throttle down, go. It's off at turn 4.
So can you wait till we start the finish line? There you go. Like 2 feet.
Taylor, that's a good question, but I can tell you right now, if you do that, you're gonna stack up the whole field. Because 10th place is gonna be pushing 9th, and 9th is gonna be pushing 2nd. You know what I mean? Don't do that, guys. Have some courtesy for your fellow racers.
Can you just put some cones out there, Greg, like a restart zone?
Do you have an actual line on the racetrack?
Yeah, there's boxes.
Well, then why don't we utilize those boxes for our restarts and our starts?
Or the red line on the wall and floor.
And the cones stuck in the fence.
There you go.
But that's up to you guys to box.
Okay, we haven't, but I can tell you this, I take it there's 2 lines?
One on the wall, a red line, and then they do have a faded out white line that goes all the way across. Coming
But
right out.
there's no zone, it's just a line.
Okay,
The vicinity.
through your spotter, I will be on the radio and stuff and remind the leader and stuff that in that general area is where we want him to pick up the throttle and go. All right? Let me repeat, we do not start the race in the apex of 3 and 4. We do not start the race going into 3. We start the race coming off of 4. And leaders, please don't bring it down all the way to the start-finish line before you go, because I guarantee it'll stack up the field. of everybody being over anxious. Let's have some courtesy through our group. I mean, all of us gotta race with each other week after week after week, okay? Yes, sir.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but if, let's say the leader's lagging and the green is out, it's okay for second place, let's say the leader's on the outside, right, you get your own lane.
We will make that decision in time. We have, through the year, different guys that have been leading and so forth. When we have a yellow, is brought it to their attention right away. Brought it down way too slow, you brought it down way too fast. Knock it off and get back on your game, and we do that.
Greg, I think you might have talking about the flag's gonna be still when the green flag goes down. That's gonna be before when they come out of four somewhere.
Right.
So they should be
Yeah, the
going,
green
right?
flag is gonna be dropped coming off of forward.
The outside lane can pass the inside lane. Is what I think.
Right, if the leader's trying to hold everybody up and waiting to go, once the green is out, the race is on. The leader's supposed to start up.
Well, the bottom line is, we start our race at the start finish line, period. That's the way it is. You're not allowed to pass till there,
That's the way.
so that's the way it is.
And we just don't want the leaders to stack up the back. I mean, keep in mind, and you know, and it's worked very, very well for us on these restarts. And stuff that on not passing until after the start finish line. It's stopped a lot of crap at 4 wide going into turn 1 and this type of stuff, and it's made it a lot safer for all of us. So let's just stay on our game. All right, guys? Yeah.
Regarding the cone restarts, is there a maximum on those, or do you go like single file with 10 to go?
5.
5.
And the last 10 laps are single file, the lead lap cars go to the back. Last 10 laps. And cars go to the back. I know what you're saying, right?
Ryan, just remember, we're doing that the rest of the night, even if they don't.
All right. Well, what they wanted to do was pay $2,000 for second and nothing for first to see what kind of race they would do. They're working on that scenario for a race later this year.
No, we did it once before, but Ryan's still trying to fix the car that he wrecked.
Yeah, drove over the guy in front of me and go from there. Anyway, Kathy is sitting right here and you can pay your entry fee.
No, you
Got-
pay it to Brenda.
Yeah, Brenda, I'm sorry. Check is gonna start right now. We get on the track at 12. All right, so please get your cars up there right now. It's 1 o'clock, I'm sorry.
Okay, we're here with Greg Schiedecker. How did Utah go?
Well, you know, everything was going great up till the start of the main event. Just prior to the drivers pulling on the track, it started raining. Then we had very high winds. The rain did decease, and then we were able to take and with the wind, it dried the track right off, and we got the show in. All in all, it was a very good show. We had a couple of incidents on the racetrack that, you know, like anything else, it's still short track racing. But now we're here at Irwindale for the Spillvac race number 2 for the bonus money, and really looking forward tonight. This is a beautiful facility, and Tim and Joey and Michael and everybody had just been so great to us.
I see you got 2 of your right-hand men here. Tell me who they are and what their responsibilities are.
Okay, Brownie, why don't you take and tell us how tech went so far?
So far, tech today has gone really smooth, very little problems. Most of the crews have got their cars are within our limits, and tech's been going really good today.
Okay, and Mike, as far as the program tonight, being our race director and so forth, have we got everything in place?
Yeah, everything looks like it's going to go real well. The field's real competitive, and this racetrack gets real racy, and so I think it'll be a really good show tonight.
Can anybody tell me a little bit about the track? How big is it? How big is it? And the banking or something?
Well, you know, the degree of banking here, I really don't know what it is. Over most of the racetracks we go, other than probably Bakersfield, it has a lot. This is a half-mile racetrack, very high speed, and so forth. Our guys like coming here, and there's plenty of racing grooves, so it makes real good side-by-side racing.
Very good. All right, have a good event.
All right, thank you.